This is T-Fang. Welcome to the Outlaw Joseph Scott's episode 83, which I have entitled Snatched from the Jaws. Alright, this is a town adventure, so this mission is mission number 3, I believe it is, from the Frontier Town expansion book. It is a robbery, a bank robbery, and it is not the kind that Joseph likes. He is not the one doing the robbing. In fact, he has been hired to help prevent the robbery. So, let us see what mischief Joseph's going to get into today.
Okay, and here is the board, folks. So this is, again, Frontier Town mission number 3, bank robbery. Bank robbery. Alright, there's been a holdup going over at the bank. It's a bunch of armed gunmen that have blown the safe, and I think they've taken hostages. The local lawmen aren't equipped to handle this big of a gang of bank robbers. It looks like they might need some help. Actually, they need more than help. After reading through the rules, it looks like they've already been killed by the bank robbers because they are nowhere to be found. Either that or they're cowards. Joseph has to do this all by himself, so this could be rough. Simply because of the number of enemies. But let's see. Joseph's been able to deal with enemies before. So set up, and this is not Joseph robbing the bank. This is the there's another gang of robbers attempting to rob the bank before Joseph gets there, and he's hoping for some money. For a reward, etc., etc. So Joseph is doing something noble for once. Said probably so that he can rob the bank later. But anyway, so he needs to help out the defeat the bandits that are robbing the bank. So we have the town adventure board. The building marked 7 represents the bank. That's down here. And inside there, we also need 8 money bag tokens. So if you take a look, money bag tokens, they've got a value on the back. We need 3 townsfolk markers, which I've already placed there, and bandit enemies. 1 model goes into the bank. In fact, let's use this one. We're actually going to use this Scafford gang member to represent them. And you figure it's a bandit gang in the Brimstone town. Some of them are going to have a few mutations. So we've got the 8 money bag tokens are in the bank. 3 townsfolk are in the bank. Those represent hostages. And 1 model in the bank, which represents a group of them in the bank. In fact, we'll put him kind of by a door here. Alright, by a window. That represents the robbers in the bank. So it's not just a single model. And this is the way the rules for the bank game for it works. So the heroes are going to start in a random building. You can be placed in any space in that building. The 4 entry areas, A, B, C, and D. In fact, I know this will zoom it out a little bit, but we are cutting off. I'm going to raise the camera up just a tad, get a little bit more of the board in. So the 4 exits are the exits that the robbers are going to try to get to, and the heroes cannot enter the bank during this mission. So this building 7 is out of bounds, basically. So here are the rules. So they're going to be bandit enemies. Not a big deal. The robbers gain an extra bonus based on the number of heroes in the hero posse. Okay, normally for 1 to 2 heroes it's +1 shot and combat. 3 to 4 it's 2 times the health and +1 shot in combat. 5 to 6 3 times the health and +2 shots per combat. Now we have been upping the difficulty recently for Joseph. Basically we're essentially treating him like he's 3 heroes. For level, as I said, we're drawing medium threat cards, and we are attempting to get epic threats and things like that. So in this case, I'll go ahead and stay in the same difficulty. We'll make it the bandits have twice as much health and an extra shot in combat. Bank robbers also ignore the normal movement and targeting for the shootout ability. Instead, they always move a peril dice of movement along the shortest route to the escape exit that they are headed towards. And they're going to attempt to move off the edge of the board. Okay, so they're going to attempt to flee to one of the four, roadways. And then, once they've moved, they make the ranged attacks at heroes within range and line of sight. And if they end their move adjacent, then it's a melee attack instead of a ranged attack. Okay, and their normal range is 6. So Joseph outranges them because he has a range of, 8, 9 with his outlaw pistols. Okay, so that's good to know. They're actually not going to be moving towards him unless, obviously, he's in the direction of one of the exits. So what else do we have? Alright, so bandits in the bank. So what happens is, at the start of the bank robber's activation each turn, the bank robbers inside the bank make a free ranged attack at every hero that is within range and line of sight from a door or window of the bank. Okay? So basically a free shot by this model. Alright? And it doesn't matter where it is, it counts. So it's anything within window, door, window. So remember, those are cones, though, coming out. So there are some dead spaces. And of course, from here, it's they've got that arc out of this doorway as well. In addition, heroes may target any door or window space of the bank with ranged attacks to shoot at the bandits inside. They do get cover. And killing that bank robber does not remove the model, but it does move the hero posse marker on the depth track, okay, which will be important, and we will get to. Spawning new bank robbers. After the bank robbers inside the bank have fired each turn, D3 new bank robbers spawn at the corner door space, and then move towards a random escape exit, and spawn and move them one at a time. As they move, we're going to point the bandit figure towards the exit that they're moving towards up to track. For each bank robber that cannot be placed, move the darkness one space forward on the depth track. So, we already know, killing a bandit inside the bank will move the hero track down. Each one that exits will move the track up. Okay? Money bags. Whenever our bank robber is killed outside of the bank, place a random money bag in that space. Any hero that ends their move in a space with one or more money bags can pick it up. Flip over the money bag marker, and get $20 times the number printed. So that's interesting. That's what they're carrying. Also, the 3 townsfolk markers represent hostages that the robbers have taken captive. Anytime the darkness marker reaches a blood splatter or growing dread space, kill a hostage. Objectives to win. Because there's no exploration, the hero posse marker on the depth track is used a bit differently. Instead of marking how deep, it marks how successful the heroes have been at thwarting the bank robbers. So we start on the mine entrance space as normal. Each time the heroes kill a bank robber or pick up a money bag, we're going to move the track by 1. The hero marker down by 1. When the heroes make a hold back to darkness test each turn, if the roll is equal to or higher than the current position of the hero marker, the bank robbers give up and the mission's won. However, if the darkness marker on the depth track, so every time a bank robber escapes off the board, we're going to move the darkness 2 spaces forward. Is that what the same thing? Oh no, for each bank robber that cannot be placed, we move the darkness marker up by 1. For each bank robber model that gets off one of the edges of the board, we're going to move it by 2. And we lose if all of the townsfolk markers are killed. So basically, if it hits the 6th space, because blood splatter, growing dread. So, basically you cannot let 3 get off the board, because that would put it up to 6. So 2 at the most, And then it also depends if we if you don't kill enough, we start cannot place. You have your 6 hero bandit models. If you can't place one, that's going to move one up as well. So at most you can let 2 off the board, and let 1, and in addition with 1 model not being able to be placed. Yep, and the bandits have gotten away and the mission has failed. So there you go. So reward, every hero gains a d6 times $50 as well as 25 experience for each hostage still alive. And a failure cannot visit town but must start the next adventure directly. And you start with 1 less grit than normal. So those are the rules. Pretty straightforward, I think. Joseph needs to figure out where he starts. And he does start with 4 wounds from town. He does not have darkstone bullets because there was no blacksmith in the last town that he went to. So that's going to be even a little bit more of a challenge. Alright, so Joseph starts in building 2. And that's not actually a bad spot then. He will get shot at, but he can be in cover. He's got a good view of every place. Of all the streets. He's in the doorway, so he'll be able to lean out, which will give him, view of 90 degrees. So basically, he cannot see here. So if one of them is heading towards this sea and gets back here, Joseph will need to move over to the window or step out. Otherwise, he can see everything to shoot them. Let's see, in his range would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he can actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So up to that alley. So he's actually got a pretty good. That's a pretty good position for him to start in. He will need to lean out on his turn, but that only takes 1 movement. So that was fortuitous anyway, especially since they have twice the amount of health. Alright, the bandits have 2 special abilities. Remember, we're minus 1. Actually, was it? Let me double check. Because obviously the new stuff, the new difficulty has been adjusted, and it's been a little bit different for Joseph. We just started that last game. So the normal difficulty for their level 8 is 2 elite abilities, right? And I was using 3 to increase the difficulty, so we're back to 2. So let's do 2 abilities for the bandits. So a 2 and a 4. With the 2 meaning they are +1 defense and +2 health. That's going to be annoying and painful. And this all counts as basically 1 combat. So Joseph's got, his Darkstone or his Void Assemblies will come in handy, but he'll only be able to use them once because this is all 1 fight. Used if he absolutely last ditch needs to kill something. And then a 4, you'll never take me alive. While wounded, a bandit gains +2 shots. That shouldn't be a big deal. Maybe a big deal for the models, for the bandit, air quotes there, that is in the bank. So they have a 4 defense. They have normally 8 wounds, so 16, 17, 18. They have 18 wounds and a 4 defense. And they have a 6 initiative, which is unfortunate. So what Joseph's got the flash powder, which gives them -2 to initiative for a turn. But Joseph's 4 initiatives, that means they're still going to go first. I guess he does have 2 of them. If he uses 2 of them, that would drop them down 4 for 1 turn. That would give Joseph one free turn, 1 turn to go before them, which may need to happen if he needs to get in, basically 2 consecutive turns of killing stuff before they can get out of range. But there you have it. So those are the rules set up for this mission. So we go ahead and we start. So we're going to hold back the darkness here. 6, 7, 8 will succeed, but obviously Joseph doesn't win. Actually, it doesn't matter. Never mind. Joseph doesn't need to roll hold back the darkness. It only matters once we hit the 12 space on the depth track. Otherwise, it doesn't normally have any effect. So we start with the bandits. In the bank are going to shoot at Joseph because he is in a doorway there, but he does have cover. So that is 5, normally 5 shots plus 1 shot for the scenario. So 6 shots because that is within range 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is just within 6. Okay, and they hit on a 4+, so 3 potential hits. So now we see how cover blocks it. Cover blocks 1. None of those were 6s, by the way, so those aren't 3 hits. So 2 hits get to Joseph. Joseph rolls his defense. Doesn't block any. You know what? He's going to take them. So each one does 3 damage. So 6 armor saves. Blocks 2, that's going to be 4 wounds. Joseph now has to decide, because remember, he gets his free reroll for his armor only from only once per turn. And unfortunately, all of these are done. All of these enemies are going to be done separately. So first you have the bank shooting, and then we're going to move. Actually, I guess all the regular bandits that will spawn are all going to shoot at the same time. They simply move, because it's once after all bank armors are moved, then they make their ranged attacks. So he will wait and see how many spawn and take their shots at them. So he takes 4 wounds, so he's up to 8. And then now we roll to see how many spawn. So we have 3. So we're starting out big. So there are 3 bandits coming out. All right. So the first one. So I'm going to use a D8. 1, 2 is A, which is down here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that is his target. And the peril dice is how far he moves. So he's going to move 3 towards A. So he starts here, and he goes 1, 2, 3. Okay. The next one moves 4 towards 5. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to move 5. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the third one is going towards 5, and he moves 3. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's going to be rough. There's 2 of them going towards the shortest distance. And then they all take their shots. They're all in range of Joseph. So they have 6 shots each. And again, that's probably a good idea that Joseph saved his tribal armor. reroll here. So, all right, here's their shots. Okay, so they hit on 4 better. Let's take out all the ones that missed. Okay, there's 1 6, which counts as 3 hits, so let's add 2 more dice. Now we need to see how the cover works. See what the cover blocks, because Joseph's in cover. Alright, so the cover blocked 4. So blocked half. Alright, so there's 4 hits. So Joseph gets to make 4 defense rolls. He blocks 2. Nice. And they were 3 damage each, so we're going to add 4 more dice. So here are armor saves. Blocks 1, and now he will use his armor to re-roll these 5. Blocks 1 more, so he's going to take 4 wounds from them. Okay, getting up there. So I don't know if Joseph's going to have just enough output to stop these guys, especially if I'm rolling 3. If I'm getting 3 per turn, but we will see. It is Joseph's turn, so let's roll to move. Does not get a grit, and that's unfortunate. So he's going to do 1 to lean out. So priorities are these 2, obviously, and then obviously if he can hit them. So he's got his 8 dice. Hitting on 4s. Okay. Let's spend a grit to re-roll these 4 that missed. Boom. Okay. Okay, so then he has his skill allows him to re-roll these. Both failed. And then he gets another re-roll for his bandolier. Got a hit. Okay. And that gives, and then we got 3 6s, so 2 reds and a blue for additional hits. Now, these guys are defense 4, which Joseph is a +2 for his skill. You know what? I think he's going to spend his grit for his Amulet of Belorn to make all his attacks +1 damage. Go ahead and use that right now. That uses up all his grit, which is unfortunate, but I think it's necessary in this first turn to get ahead of the game here, if I can, since there's 3 of them. The good news is these are kind of close, which means Joseph might be able to step out, grab a bag, and step back in. The advantage of grabbing the money bags is they also move the hero marker on the depth track, which gets him closer to winning. So, you know, you have that choice. As a strategy with multiple characters, multiple heroes, you could have somebody who's pretty good defensively or with a lot of movement, you know, run out, you know, other people are killing stuff and having one person run out and grabbing the money bags and then getting into a, you know, defensive, you know, position kind of thing. So, although it's ending your move there on the money bag, pick it up. So it would probably be best with somebody who's got a high defense, you know, some good armor saves and things like that. So we have all of these hits from Joseph. So Joseph is +3 damage, and they are 4 defense, so it's -1 on each die. And we need a total of 18 points of damage. Blah. Alright. So if we need 18 points of damage, so 3 dice, if I rolled 3 6s, those actually be 5, that would be 15. So it's going to take at least 4 hits to kill a bandit. Alright, yeah. Alright, so we'll roll these 4 on this fellow. Alright, -1 on each die. So 5, 4, and a 3. So that's 12. Alright, we'll roll the next one. Ooh, another 6, so that's another 5. That's 17. He's 1 shy. I don't want to waste the void assembly, but I'm using a whole nother die. Yeah, I'm going to just use a whole nother die, so as long as I didn't roll a 1. Okay, so that kills him. That moves our track by 1, oops, and gives us a money bag. Okay. And that lets Joseph heal a wound. So unfortunately, he's only got 4 dice. Yeah, giving them 2 times the health. Joseph just doesn't have the output, especially combined with the +1 defense, +2 health heavy dusters that they're wearing. So, okay, so that's 2, 4, and 4 is 8 wounds. On him. Okay. Well, it is the next turn, so they're going to take their 6 shots at Joseph. He's guaranteed to get off the table. I guess maybe it should have been better to get rid of him because he's going to go off the table, where these guys conceivably have a couple turns, but well, I don't know. But let's see. So 6 dice at Joseph. So we got 3 hits, and then 2 more for rolling the 6. Okay. Cover blocks only 1. Alright, so Joseph, defense against these 4 hits. Blocks 2. So that's going to be 6. Armor saves. Blocks 3. So Joseph takes 3 wounds. Can do with that. Alright, how many more come out? We get 1. Alright, so this fellow is going to move 3. So he goes 1, 2, 3. He can't roll lower than the 3 because it's a peril die. He moves off, and that moves the track up by 2 and kills a hostage. Boom. Alright, and this guy, alright, is going to 8. So he's going towards D over there. But he's going to move 5. So it's going to book it out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. He cannot actually see Joseph, so he won't be shooting. But he will get his shots. So 6 dice hitting on 4s. Alright, so 3 hits. Cover. Blocks 2 of them, so only 1 hit. Joseph gets a defense, which fails. That's 3 damage for his armor. Blocks 1. Might as well use his armor reroll. Doesn't. So he takes 2 more wounds. This is up to 16 points of damage. And then it is his turn. So So roll the move. All right, so he's got a 6. Joseph could, with a 6 movement, could conceivably get like back here where he can see both of them and be out of line of sight of the building. So he counts as being in both these spaces when he's leaning out. I believe. Let me just double check that. I know for shooting purposes and range, you do. But let me double check. Yes, both spaces at once for all purposes. So he can count his movement from this space outside. So he could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that doesn't look like that's gonna. Looks like it's gonna be blocked by the corner of the building, and that puts him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away from him. Okay, and how about here? Does that keep him? No, I think that's gonna. From here, I think you've got a kind of a. It's not blocked off, so actually, even that one. Even that one looks like it actually might be. So he might have to come around here, around the corner. Which is actually probably not bad, because that gives him some cover. So if we go, it actually looks like we can cut the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's going to lean out. So that lets him see that way as well. It's going to be a little bit of pain next turn, but hopefully he can keep these guys down. And then let's shoot them. Let's see if we can kill some of these. He may have to take one turn in the open, but land on the money bag that's going to be there. I'm going to start picking some of that stuff up. All right, that was not great. He has no grit. I don't think I want to spend all his grit right now. Unfortunately, that's only half. But he gets 3 rerolls. So skill, and bandolier, which gets him, oh, it's another 6, unfortunately not much, but that gets him 2 more hits. All right, so again, we're -2 on the die this turn because I don't have the grit to increase my damage by 1. So let's hit him. That does nothing. That gives 1 point of damage, which isn't helpful. I mean, I guess it's a little helpful. It's another 1 point of damage. Nothing. Well, there's 3. You know what? I might as well just roll both of these. Nothing and 2 more. Puts them up to 15. So wow, Joseph could not even kill one that was already wounded. Yeah, that double hit points, for making the game more difficult, making it more 3 people is just, not going very well. Sad, especially with that +1 defense and 2 extra health elite ability. Well, it is now the bandits' turn. Well, they can't hit me. So how many new bandits show up? 1. All right, well, that is a saving grace. A little, anyway. So this fellow is going to move 6. So he gets off the board, which is unfortunate. This guy moves 4. This guy is moving towards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's coming this way with Joseph. He is the only one who, well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is in range, so he does get shots at Joseph. Okay, 4 hits. Cover. Let's see what the cover does. Blocks 2. Okay, Joseph has defense. Doesn't block any, so that's going to be a total of 6. On his armor, which blocks 2. I'm not going to get shot by anything else, so we'll use his reroll. Doesn't block any, so he's going to take 4 more wounds. Puts him up to 20 wounds. Ugh. This is not going well. Alright. Joseph's turn. 2 or 1? Alright, well I can shoot at him if I come out of cover. Actually, I don't even have to come out of cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got the range of 9. He can actually stay there. So he'll take the grit. He won't move. He can see both of them. And they're in the open, so let's shoot them up. See what we get. Not horrible. It's 5 hits with 2 6s. So I got 3. Do I spend the grit for them? Let's say no. So I just use my normal rerolls. Okay, good. Okay. So that gives 2 extra blue hits and 1 extra red hit. And I need to kill him. I've got another turn or 2, at least 1 more turn to shoot at him. So let's try to kill that guy. We need at least 4. -2 on each die. So 1, 2, and 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Spend another 4 dice. Ew, actually, I should keep. You know what? Let me redo this. I forgot I have 1 grit, and I was keeping it because I wanted to be able to. Crap! I moved all the dice off. I wanted to be able to reroll damage. So let me roll all the damage. I'm going to just throw all but like 1 of each type of dice at once against him. So I have a total of 10 dice. I'm going to roll 8 dice. I'm going to save 2, hopefully to be able to roll against him. I'm going to be able to use this grit to hopefully re-roll any bad rolls for damage. Okay, so 5 and 5 and a 4 and a 4, so we'll keep those, and he'll spend the grit to re-roll the 2 2s and the 2 1s, and hopefully that will give him enough damage. Much better. Okay, so that 4 becomes a 3. Becomes a 3. 4, 4. Okay, that becomes a 1. Geez, did I just reduce those down by 1 instead of 2? right, well, let's see. This is 4, 8. So this is a 10. Even if I reduce this down one more, I'm so used to only having it all be -1. Even if I make this all down by 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so that's going to be enough to kill him, regardless of whether or not, which way I did it. So that is enough to kill him. Drops a, oops, money bag. I think it was there, something like that. And that lets Joseph heal by 1. Okay, leaves him with 2 dice left to roll against this fellow as far as damage. And that gives 2 wounds. Doesn't mean he's going to get some extra shots at Joseph. But heck, that's not much Joseph can do about that. And that does let Joseph move the marker, the hero marker, by 1 at 14. Still quite a ways to go. And now is the start of the turn. They cannot shoot him. So how many are coming out this turn? 2. We're getting 2 coming out this turn. So this guy is going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And so the next one is moving 3 towards 2. So he's coming out towards A. So 1, 2, 3. And the next one is coming out towards Joseph at 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that means there are 2 of them shooting at Joseph. So 6 dice for him. And since he is wounded, he gets 2 more shots. So that's going to be 8 dice from him. Hitting on 4s with 6s being 2 hits. Pull these out. That's a lot of extra. Or 6s being 3 hits each. Sorry. So you got 2 more for that 6. 2 more for that 6. 2 more for that 6. And 2 more for that 6. That's a lot of hits. At least Joseph is in cover from them. How many does cover block? Looks like about half. Yep. Okay. So Joseph gets his defense, which doesn't block any. It's unfortunate. Do I want to use his eye patch? No, I think he's probably going to need the grit anyway. Well, you know what? No, if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out, and that will actually get him a free grit. So let's go with that. So each of these is 3 damage, so it's going to be 2 damage additional. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So we need to add 14 more dice. All right, let's. 2, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. So 3 sets of 7. Basically, considering these all the same roll for his tribal armor for defense. Block 2. Set those aside. And block 2. We'll set those aside. Block 2. Alright. So that's fairly average. 2 out of 7. Alright, and his reroll. Oops, in the box. 2, 3, 4. Box 5. So he takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He takes 10 wounds, which 5, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 29 of 31. So he actually has 3 wounds left. Interesting. Okay. Yep, so he's getting off the edge of the board this turn. I don't think Joseph can take him out. Well, maybe. He needs to go 5, because it's 4 to the edge. So 3 or 4 and he's good. 5 or 6, he's lost. And he's got at least another turn. Joseph could take a spade, or take a spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can actually see him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, how far is it from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's just enough. So Joseph could pop out right here. He'd be in line for them, but he can he'd be out from these guys, and he can take a shot. All right, so Joseph's turn. 5 and a 3. Let me see if that's enough, because it might be better actually just to come here to get him into some cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to lean. So yeah, that's actually, we'll take the 5 and we'll do that. And that gets him into cover and lets him shoot at everybody this turn. And then let's shoot. And again, we need to try to kill him. So everything is going on him, depending. I don't think. Oh, and of course, he does have the rattlesnake fangs, which I forgot. Once per adventure, he can add +3 damage to a hit. So he has to remember. We have to remember that as well. And not with rolling like that. That is not good. Not likely going to be enough to kill him unless I use a void assembly, which I may have to do. All right, so let's. I'm not going to use a grit. Gets 1 more hit, and we have 1 more die from that 6. All right, so all of these on this guy over here. -2 damage. Let's see what that does. So that's a 4. Luckily, lots of 6s. So 12, 13. So I could use a void assembly. Let's use one of the void assemblies. We'll use the red void assembly. 5 or 6 will kill him. Gets a 4. Okay. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're 1 point short. So in that case, I'll go ahead and use his rattlesnake fangs once per adventure to get +3 damage, and that will kill him. Let's just heal for 1. I keep forgetting. I pull them off. I keep forgetting where they're, to put the money bags down. Okay, but that used 1 of void assembly and his rattlesnake fangs there, and that was all his shots. Now, hopefully, he doesn't go off the board, so Joseph can pop out and take some shots at him next turn, and hopefully finish. He's got to try to kill both of them next turn, and hope one of these guys doesn't go that way, doesn't go towards A. It's going to be rough, but that does move the track by 1. And Joseph may just want to come out here and shoot these guys and pick up a bag, because he really needs to get that hero track down. Anyway, so guys in the bank are going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're just close enough. Okay, well, a couple misses, but a couple sixes. So 7 total hits. Cover. Cover does pretty well, a little over half. Joseph's defense doesn't block any. I think this is going to knock him out. Because they are 3 wounds each, so that's 9 armor saves. Yep. Well, maybe not. Blocks 4, so 5. Is that enough? How much is he down? At 28 of 31. So he only had 3. So that will be enough to knock him out. So he uses up 1 of his revives. And he revives with one grit. Now, how many new... Actually, I might as well go ahead and move these guys. So we'll move him. 4 or less. 6. Nope, he gets off the table. Kills the second hostage. And how far does he move? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is not good. And then how many new ones do we have? 2. We have 2 more coming out. The first one is going towards Joseph. 1, 2, 3. They really want to get off that side of the table. And the other one's coming over here to B, moving 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, Joseph can't afford to let any more get off the table. We're at 13. We can't hold back the darkness, so Joseph wants to move. Double 5s doesn't help. Alright, we're going to stop here. We're going to pick up. So he gets 40 bucks. Put that back in the stack there. And that moves the track by 1. So he has a chance next turn, at the start of next turn, to roll 12. If he can kill another one, he's got an 11. He will take a beating. I think he'll go ahead and use his eye patch to get up to... Well, actually, he'll wait, because it gives him up to his max grit. Right now he has 1 grit, so he might as well use that 1 grit before using the eye patch. So let's go ahead and shoot his pistols. Okay. He missed 3. Crap, I need all the hits I can get. I didn't roll very many 6s. Grit's best used with higher numbers. I do have 3 rerolls though. But if I need to reroll rerolls, well, he won't use his 1 grit. We'll see what his basic skills and everything gives him. Alright, not bad. We're using a grit to reroll 1 is not a big deal. So he's got 2 more red dice. Okay. I need to kill him before anything else. I can use the grit for damage rerolls. Alright, let's use 8 against him. Joseph really cannot kill more than 1 a turn. You know what? Let's use the grit to give +1 damage. To each dice. There's only -1 on each die now. Not having those darkstone bullets. Oof. Alright. So instead, let's use 6. We're only going to use 6 on him. Hopefully that's going to be enough to let Joseph kill him and leaves him with 3 to do extra damage on that other fellow. He's -1 on each die. So 5, 10, 15. It is 16, 17. It's actually a little bit of overkill. -1, so that was 2. So 19, yeah, a little bit of overkill. Boom, hits him. Moves the track by 1. We'll shoot at him. We'll hit him with these. Okay. So this is 5. You know what? I'm gonna use his worn eye patch. So right now his max grit's 5. So we'll use his eye patch to get his 5 grit. I'm gonna spend a grit. I want to re-roll these 2. If I can get 5s or 6s on both of these, I could conceivably use the other void assembly to actually kill him. Not with that kind of roll, though. Alright, so this becomes a 5, this becomes a 2, this is 7. 7 wounds. Conceivably, I could do 6 more with the void pistol. I think I need to wait around. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else. He does have healing. He's got some healing things. Oh, you know what? Actually, this might be a good time next turn to use both his flash powders to give them -4 initiative and let Joseph go before them. To try to kill him before he moves farther. That might have been better, actually, one of the past turns, but that might allow Joseph to hop in the doorway before everybody starts shooting at him, too. Well, let's see, if he's here, can he hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? So actually, he could get into that doorway, and then he's able to see everything that's in the order. So, yeah, anyway, yes, so that was Joseph's turn. So let us hold back the darkness. We are at 11. A 4 does not succeed. Joseph's going to use both his flash powders. I mean, there's nothing that says he can't use both of them. And the flash powders say, discard a token to make all enemies -2 initiative until the start of the turn. He's going to spend both of them to make all enemies -4, which means Joseph gets to take his turn before they do. So he's going to roll to move, which gives him a 6 or a 1. Now the 1 could be useful. The downside being it puts him in line of sight of taking an awful lot of shots from an awful lot of guys. But grit, since grit can also give me +1 damage each turn, and I do have 1 revive left. Ooh, tough choice. Do I go in to cover or do I take a grit? I do have healing items. So you know what? I'm going to take the grit. I'm going to play. He's going to play risky. I think that's the only way I'm going to potentially make it through this. Pull out all the stops I can do. So I took the 1. Excuse me. I can move 1. So the question is, do I come this way or do I go that way? Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to shoot me, be able to shoot me either way. But I think I will move this way 1 with Joseph, simply because he's going this way. I'm going to concentrate on killing him because he's already wounded, especially. Coming this way, he'll move past me around the corner. So that's what he's going to do. All right, now Joseph gets to take his shots here, and hopefully kill some of these people. He still has his 1 void assembly left on the red pistol. Ooh, lots of 6s with the red pistol. But that's 4 misses. So I will spend a grit to re-roll these. I'm just gonna burn through them. Okay. And now he's got a skill and a bandolier for those two. Which gives him nothing. Crap. Okay. But all 4 red pistols were 6s. Ends up, so that's 4 extra dice. Good. Alright, oops. So now how many do I think I need to kill him? You know what? Should I spend a grit for the extra, for the +1 damage? Or do I keep those for rerolls? You know, I'm going to spend the grit for the +1 damage. And then I'm going to spend 4. I'm just going to spend 4 to try to kill him. For the first one. On -1 on each die. And that is an absolutely horrible roll. And I think that is worth gritting. It's 4 dice. On -1 on each die. I really need to kill him in these 4 dice. So at least it was 6 dice against him. That's much better. Alright, so there's 5 and 2 and 4, so 9, 10, 11. 13 and 7 is 20, so it's just 2 over, so that will kill him. Boom. Pushes our track down to 10. Joseph's not hurt. Good. Okay, so now I have 6 dice against him. And that's a horrible roll. I've got 2 grit left. Let's spend 1 to reroll these 4, the 1s and the 2s. We'll keep the 4s. More 1s and 2s though. Alright. Well, the 2 becomes a 1. 3 becomes a 2. And the 4 becomes a 3. And both of these 4s are 3s. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Crap. Void assembly if I roll a 6. Let's wait. I might as well wait a turn. He's not in danger of getting off the board right now. So I'll save that void assembly for if a really last ditch shot. I was hoping to kill him to bump the track down by one more. So then they get to go. So first is the guys in the bank are shooting at me. Okay, well, hit with 50, but 2 6s, so it gives more hits. Rolling defense. Ooh, defense blocks a lot though. Blocks 50% of them. Alright, so that's 3 damage each. So 2, 2, and 2, so 9 armor saves. Ooh, and armor's busting through. Pretty good. Only 4 wounds. Okay, this is kind of a nail biter. Alright, so this guy, so now they get to move. So he is going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. How many new ones do we get? 2 more. Okay. So the first one is moving south towards 7. He's going to move 3. So he's going to come out this way. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. And the next one is moving to 6. So 2, 4, 6. And he's going to, he's moving to 2. And he moves 6. He's going to A. Alright, that was horrible. That actually might even take him off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Joseph just lost. That seems wrong. That they can just get off the table in one without even sitting a turn. I mean, even looping wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on a 6, they get off the board. Yeah, there's nothing about that. So I mean, granted, rolling a 6 on the peril die is still a 1 in 6 chance. And of course, you have to have the bad luck of going towards A. But that still seems wrong that you can't get at least one round of shooting at him. But, you know, hey, maybe that's a balance thing. I don't know. But that was it. The last hostage... Oops, not him. The last hostage was killed. The bandits are done, and they flee. So, that is it for Joseph, unfortunately. He made a good run of it. Just for giggles. So I have a 10 or above. It would have been at the start of the turn. Double ones. That was definitely not succeeding. Alright. Joseph might have been able to pull it off if it hadn't been for that. He would have had one more turn to kill him, potentially shoot the guy and kill the guy that was over here. Still, you know, because that was a long distance that way. So, but ouch. Definitely difficult. It was definitely made much more difficult by doubling their health. If they only had 6 health, or the 8 health, even with the +1 defense and +2 health, making 10 health, and 4 defense for their elite chart, Joseph would have had more shots to spend to wound and whittle down the others, but needing a total of 18 wounds with a 4 defense and without Darkstone bullets. I mean, everything just conspired against him this episode to prevent him from killing off these bandits enough. Which, in some ways, I guess, you know, Joseph wasn't super enthusiastic about preventing the bank robbery, so, you know, the reward wasn't all that exciting. It's only a D6 times $50 for helping thwart the bank robbery. So, not horrible for him thematically. So it was looking, I mean, it was looking very, 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 very hard for Joseph by himself to deal with this. What's that? Everything did seem to conspire against him. Not sure what else. Oh, actually, wait. Wait. Let me retroactively take back everything I said. You know what? I completely forgot. I have this ring of corruption that he just picked up. Which says, once per adventure, you may take a D3 corruption hit to change any single die rolled into a result of 1 or 6. Guy rolled a 6. It doesn't say anything about peril dice. It doesn't have to be a die a hero rolled. So he can take a corruption. He can make that into a 1. He can turn that into... he can turn this into a move of 1. Once per adventure. Ha! Alright. So, I think he had 7... Sorry, I already started picking stuff up here. I think he had 7 wounds, right? So we'll move him 1. And then he has to take a D3 corruption hits. So he takes 1 corruption hit, and he gets a willpower save. He fails. So he takes one point of corruption. But he gets to continue on. Well, that was kind of a lifesaver there, wasn't it? and here I was thinking that ring wasn't going to be something I wanted to keep. It still might not be something I keep, but it certainly made it as a useful investment, not just for the holding 1 more corruption point before mutating. But he actually was able to use that ability for something. So he turned that 6 movement into a 1. And that gives Joseph 1 more turn. So that was the end of that turn. Remember, they had gone first. Now we'll still have to see. they get to go first next time. I'm out of flash powder. So if he rolls 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he rolls a 5 or 6, he's getting off the table. If he rolls 2, 3, 4, a 5 or 6, he's getting off the table. And Joseph still loses. And now he's gained a corruption point. But it gave him a shot. It gave him a shot. So it's the start of the turn. I'm going to roll to hold back the darkness. Now it's 10 or above. Disregarding the what if, since that actually wasn't in turn order, right? So 10 or above, and now I get double sixes. So Joseph, that was a turnaround. Joseph doesn't actually even have to kill anybody. They have fled. The use of that ring of corruption caused them to flee, and Joseph was able to snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat. Wow, what what a reversal of fortune there. You know, again, we would see. Let's go ahead and see. What if he's going to move 3, 1, 2, 3, and he is going to move 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Joseph would have one more turn to kill 1 or possibly 2, and then we'd have one more roll to hold back the darkness at hopefully a 9 or an 8. Before he couldn't, before he would run out. Probably only going to kill 1. They're too far away. I mean, maybe if he came in here in the middle, he might be able to shoot both of them at the same time. Probably won't do enough. He's only got 1 grit left. So probably would not be able to kill both of them. Probably only be able to kill 1. Yeah, but that's it. So, good thing I remembered I had that Ring of Corruption that lets me change the die. And even though that's not a peril die, it doesn't say anything about that. It simply says, changes a single die, and that is a die, that is a peril die, just rolled into a result of 1 or 6. It doesn't say another result on that die either. You know, so it doesn't, you know, although that would still work if he had changed it to a 3, for example. Anything but a 6 would have kept this guy on the board, which would have meant we would have been able to roll to hold back the darkness, and the double sixes would have succeeded. So hooray! Luck favors, Lady Luck favors Joseph. And that really was just woof, up and down and sideways. It's an interesting mission. I can see it's being kind of tough. Man, 5 or 6 players. These guys have 3 times the health. It's definitely going to be an interesting game with more players. Definitely, I like all these town adventures. I think having this board and I think the scenarios they came up with it are all very interesting. And for a while, I thought, oh man, Joseph's just, you know, at the start I was thinking, oh man, Joseph's in perfect position there. You just shoot the stuff. He's just going to be sitting there and killing them, mowing them down as they're coming out. But as I said, everything kind of conspired against him with we went with the harder difficulty, so they're twice as much health. But even then, even at that heavy dusters, so the +1 defense, +2 health, with 4 defense and 10 health, it was still pretty tough for Joseph to do more than kill 1 a turn. And if they're spawning 3, you know, he got lucky. He had a couple turns where there was only 1. But if they're spawning 2 or 3 a turn, and he's only able to kill 1 a turn, they're going to get off the table faster than he can kill them. And so that was very interesting. Hope you all found it enjoyable and interesting, and liked the twist at the end there. We will have a town episode next week. There you go. So Joseph gets a D6 times 50 bucks for winning. So he gets $100. All of that for $100, and 25 experience because there was one hostage left. Because we did not have that person flee, that bandit flee. And so there is a town episode. Hopefully, I guess I'm going to probably to a large just to try to make sure I can get a blacksmith and get some darkstone bullets, because would have made a huge difference against these enemies. And you know, there you have it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already and you like this. You know, I'm going to keep going. There's probably going to be some twists coming up in the future. We still have a couple of town episodes or town adventure missions to do. That was just 3. There are 2 more to do. There is the jailbreak and the town overrun, both of which should be kind of interesting, although I have not actually read them. But and then we have Belial scenario missions, and then that will be all of the published missions. And then either I may repeat some, or I may look and try maybe some user ones online if there's something. I haven't really decided yet, or we may go in a different direction. But Joseph's still going to stick around for a bit anyway. So I hope everybody found this enjoyable and fun, and I will see you next week. Bye.